Hobson's choice. I can say with absolute authority that I raced in both running and triathlon events in 2019. Not only do I remember doing so, but my darling Durga and I took advantage of early sign-up rates and paid our race entry fees for a few 2020 races back in January BC. BC? You know, before COVID. With the March 2020 US COVID lockdown, yes, international audience, I know, all mono, bi, and tri events were canceled, and our race fees were either confiscated by organizers or we were given the option of the race organizers generously keeping the money we'd sent and allowing us to use our 2020 fees to race in 2021. Given the Hobson's choice of take it or leave it, we took it and agreed to be mildly extorted. They keep our money and we get to race a year later rather than completely extorted. Oops, sorry, act of God, have a nice day. With no way of knowing that the USA would have nearly 600,000 COVID fatalities before race season 2021 began, nor that our vaccination availability would be humming along in high gear now that Joe Biden is reigning, I figured we had nothing to lose with our buy-in and told myself that I needed to start training come January 2021. And I did, sort of. I started cycling every day and promised myself that I would start with a short 2-kilometer, 1.3 mile run every week and build up from there. The final week of March, first week of April is the 13th week of the year, and I am confident that I have gone for at least 7 runs since the beginning of the year, including 3 runs of 2.5K, 1.55 miles. Strictly speaking, the word run is a bit of a stretch for what I do, and one thing that I have pounded in my head as I lose speed with age is the faster one is able to run, the more enjoyable one is likely to find running, at least if that one is me. Still, regardless of proclivity or desirability, my darling Durga and I are signed up for at least 3 triathlons, and our first race is June 5th, which tells me that it's likely in my best interest to actually start running at least once a week for at least 2 miles per run, a step or quite a few actually that I once again set forth on today. Durga chose not to run with me because I'm going to do a long run after work today, which actually translates into, goodness gracious, Keith, you're slower than a snail and I need to train. Thus it was that Durga bid me have a good run as I slipped out our door for my 2.5K meander. And I did. I did have a good run. I was feeling good, and when I looked down at my watch and saw 14:42, I thought, that's not so bad for 1.55 miles. Too bad I'd only covered 1.1 of those 1.55 at that point. And after running the last 0.4 miles, my stopwatch read 18:47. Did I have fun? I did. Do I feel optimistic? Cautiously so. The 3 races for which we're already signed up are sprints, the only length I'll do anymore. So I have time to train between now and June 5th. What was that? Swim? Oh, right. We get our second COVID inoculations in less than 2 weeks, and we'll start swimming soon thereafter. I mean, what could possibly go wrong in an open water swim if one, me, is completely unprepared?